Welcome back to Hometown Heroes. This is Tuesday night, a little different for us tonight. We are here with a Cool Ray Hometown Heroes at I-55. As always, we got the UMPs followed by 305 sprint cars. Finish out the night with the 360 sprint cars. Super happy to have my great friend in the booth tonight. Brandon Templeton has joined us. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Joe. Looking forward to a good night of racing here, and I'm going to get the privilege, or I'm going to go ahead and take the chance. I'm going to jump in these UMP mods and give them a run.
Brandon Templeton, this is probably, have you been to I-55 in real life, Brandon?
I have not.
One of the few tracks back in that neck of the woods that you have not been to.
Yeah, it's just a little further east than I usually travel, but got some buddies. We're looking to do a little Illinois, Indiana, maybe, middle of the Midwest there, east of me. So a lot of tracks there, a lot of great racing. And seems like, there's a lot of the big series, a lot of the broadcasts are kind of in that area. So a lot of good racing. This track is one of them. You see quite a bit with the World of Outlaws and on Dirt Vision, Flow, all the big names race here, so it's pretty popular.
Yeah, man, it's I think it would be real cool. I have not been to a track that's on iRacing, so I think that would be super cool. So as we get ready to do battle here at Hometown Heroes, your top 5 in the points: Kurt Schatzer in the 218 is P1, Randy Shreves 2, Blake Chapman 3, Zach Chapman 4, Tater Williams those are your top 5. Let's see who's in the field. Kurt Schatzer is with us, Randy Shreves is with us, Blake Chapman is back. I don't see Zach. Zach is not in the field yet, and Tater Williams is also not with us. So your top 3 are here, so we will see how this plays out. They are just finishing up practice. We will be rolling into qualifying here anytime as soon as the race control advances. Brandon, you were out on the track. Has this track changed from when it first came out in iRacing?
I'm not sure if it's changed or not, but I know it slicks off really fast, and so you've really got to choose a line high or low. It gets to a point where it's slick in the middle, and it's kind of no man's land. But it's provided some great racing so far this season, especially in this division, and so I think it'll be good tonight too. Yeah,
man, can't wait. I haven't run this since it came out. One of our first Coast-to-Coast races was here, and I haven't ran it since then. So I know it slicked up super quick when it first came out for sure, so it sounds like it still does.
Yeah, and these cars, you can't stay in the throttle a lot. They don't have very wide tires, and they've got plenty of horsepower to spin them, so you've really got to use that throttle to control and try to keep it as straight as you can to be fast.
Yeah, not my forte, feathering the throttle for sure. I was actually talking to somebody last night about that, and they asked me about throttle control. And lower horsepower cars, I can do all right. You put me in a 360 or one of these things, and I'm a lost cause if that track gets any slick on it. So who are we looking at tonight? Kurt Schatzer, you're at the top of the board in practice. Kurt Schatzer's P2. Who else do we have to look out for tonight?
Isaac Salas is in the house, and he'll always be fast. I'm not sure if Vickery's in here or not, but he's a contender to win in any division in Coast to Coast, so I would expect those guys to be up in the front pretty quick.
Yeah, Nick is in the field, it looks like. We do only have 14 cars so far in the field, so not a huge field, but we'll take great racing over large fields any day of the week. So Randy Shreves is currently out on the track. Go through a couple of our cam reviews that we're going to have. The 56 car out getting it done. Randy Shreves, another Coast-to-Coast driver that's good in just about anything he runs. Hey, Nate, can you hear me? Yeah, I have it on Coast. So getting some last minute admin out of the way, we will be advancing to qualifying here very shortly. It looks like that has happened. Big shout out to Nate Aldrich, the admin for tonight, as is many races. We'll see who comes out first on the track. Our co-host Brandon Templeton probably going to give it a shot here. Don't know if we'll get a word with him behind the wheel of the car. Looks like Aiden Young in the 69 out on the track. Gambler Motorsports driver. Cool Ray 69. See how Aiden does here. Aiden Young to the top of the board with a 12.744. Brandon Templeton in second with a 12.788. Nick Vickery, spoke about Nick earlier, the 12.860 in his first lap. Mr. Bob the Good at the top of the board, the 12.718. Points leader Kurt Schatzer out on track. Let's see how Kurt does. First lap, good enough for third quick with a 12.764. 12.764. See if he can improve on his second lap. Nope, third quick's best he can do. Donovan Ross just finishing up. Brandon Templeton just finishing up. Blake Chapman in the 20 machine. Creets Sim Racing. Good looking ride he's got tonight. Blake Chapman up to second quick with a 12.772. Quick, second quick. Sean Bowers with us in the 05 machine, or 03 machine. My apologies. See how Sean does. Getting ready to get his first lap passed. No time. Must have hit the wall or something. Randy Shreve times in with a 13.118. Good enough for 12th quick. Like Sean Bowers will not get any time. Following along with the 514 New York driver Nathan Aldridge out on the track. Nathan currently 13th quick with a 13.301. 13.301 for the 514 on lap 1. See if Nate can improve on his second lap. Coming off of turn 4. May have brushed the wall there. No, he did not. 13.301. Still 13th quick. Bob the Good with your quick time with a 12.718. Blake Chapman, Isaac Salas, Aiden Young, Kurt Schatzer round out your top 5.
Man, that's a pretty good lap there by Bob. He's been on it in these cars, and you know, one thing he's really good at is throttle control. He keeps his car under him, and on a track like this with this kind of car, it really pays off.
Jeff Barker, Kurt Schatzer on the front row. Isaac Salas, Bob the Good in row number 2. Joe Canellis, Donovan Ross in 3. Nathan Aldridge rounds out your field of 7 drivers. Coast to Coast does invert the top 4 from qualifying. So your quick time driver that Brandon just talked about is starting P4. See if he can work through the field and get to the front. Brandon, who you like?
Is that Salas there in third?
It is.
I really think going to be a pretty big battle between, you know, those top 4 guys. They've all run pretty well in this series, but I think Isaac and Kurt have shown just a little bit more performance so far this season. I expect those two to finish pretty close to the top.
'55 car. Or 513 car, I guess. Couldn't read the numbers. My apologies. Jeff Barker's going to bring them to the green flag. 513 has the field. The pace truck is off. We are getting ready to go racing.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. 513 down low. Kurt Schatzer in the 218 up high. Isaac Salas currently in the third position. Kurt Schatzer running up high. Isaac Salas thought about diving it in there. Top three under a blanket. Could Joe Canellis moves up to the fourth and final transfer position. Up front, it's a battle. We're three wide. Kurt Schatzer on the outside. Jeff Barker still in the lead in the 513 machine. Isaac Salas in third, running behind the 218 machine, kind of running a middle line there.
Yeah, this is great, racing up front for the lead, and you can really pick a line. There's, you know, several, 4 or 5 different ways you can run each corner, so this is getting good.
Yeah, they're running every line for sure. You got Salas trying to get in the middle. Now Joe Canellis up in the mix. Joe Canellis pulls to the back of the 5 car. Let's see if Joe, working lap 5 of 8, 13 car, a little loose off of turn number 2, I suppose that was. Kurt Schatzer to the lead, put the 218 on the point. Kurt Schatzer gets the lead, dives down low. 513 of Barker in second. Isaac Salas third. Joe Canellis in your fourth and final transfer position. Everyone will go to the feature tonight. Looks like the 218, Brandon, once he gets the lead, he's putting a little bit of gap on second place.
Yeah, Barker and Salas were side by side there for a couple laps battling it out, and that helped Kurt because he could drift clear up to the wall instead of pinching off his momentum.
Jeff Barker still in second, Isaac Salas third. Joe Canellis moves up 1 position from the start.
Barker's looking all over Kurt here too. Oh, Salas gets a little loose there. That could, oh, that's the end.
Schatzer, Barker, Salas, Canellis heading to your feature. Nick Vickery, Brandon Templeton on the front row. Aiden Young, Blake Chapman in row 2. Randy Shreves, Pat Boyce in 3. Sean Bowers rounds out your field of 7 drivers. Nick Vickery on the front row in the 00 Spartan machine. Brandon Templeton, our co-host, to his outside. 20 car. Blake Chapman was your quick qualifier in this heat, starting P4. Green flag is out. Nick Vickery with a good start. Dives the 00 down low. Brandon Templeton to second. 69 of Aiden Young trying to get in the mix. Thanks, Roger. See ya. Heat 3, Donovan Ross, Randy Shreves on the front row, Bob the Good, Sean Bowers in row 2, Nathan Aldrich, Pat Boyce round out your field of 6 drivers.
It looks like maybe with only 14 cars, there might be a little more grip in the track for feature time this week. It hasn't gotten completely slick or moved up to the top yet, so right now that middle bottom line is kind of dominant, but as soon as that kind of cushion starts moving up a little bit, you'll see 2 lines open up and it should be some pretty good racing.
Donovan Ross on the front row, Randy Shreves to his outside. Who you got, BT? I know it's a little late. We're working on some technical issues.
I guess I'll take Shreves since he's pulling away right now. Is that kind of not fair?
You got 56 of Shreves up high. That's fair to me, brother. 5-car down low. Gets hit by the 0-3 going into turn number 3. That changes the complexity of the whole race. Pat Boyce now in the 41 machine is your 4th and final transfer driver. 56 of Shreves all by himself. Brandon, how did the track feel while you were out there?
It felt pretty good. First lap or 2, I didn't throw it in the corner hard enough. I got real tight on entry, so that'll be something to watch at the beginning of these race on this feature and further into this race. But looks like Bob DeGood got into that, couldn't miss that accident there, kind of happened right in front of him, and so I don't know if his car's handling right. It looks like it might be driving a little funny, so we'll have to be careful here with the leader.
Yeah, got a little bent up front end there. Andy Shreves in the 56, starting to work lap traffic. Tucks in behind the 7 car. Not sure how hard Randy will push it here. Working lap 5 of 10. Currently has a 2-second gap over second place Sean Bowers, battling it out with Donovan Ross, the 0-3 and the 5 car. Pat Boyce in the 41 car trying to make a comeback.
Looks like the preferred line is right on the edge of those marbles there where it gets darker dirt up high, and as that moves up, it'll start being a little faster, maybe getting down on the lower lane.
Yeah, I haven't seen slick up too bad yet, so with this many cars, I'm not certain that it'll get as bad as normal. Randy Shreves in the 56 car on the point. Sean Bowers in P2. Donovan Ross battling it out with Boyce. Those are your transfer drivers. This is the B main. My apologies, everyone will transfer. Bob DeGood currently running in the 5th position, 1 lap down, falling in line behind Randy Shreves in the 56 machine. LGR Motorsports driver, 1 lap to go. Shreves, Bowers, Ross, Boyce, DeGood. All right, BT, it's about time for you to go get some warm-ups.
We'll get a few laps in here, and we'll report back about when we're gridding. We'll see what the track's going to come in like.
Biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Welcome back. We are just finishing up warm-ups. Aiden Young at the top of the board ran a 12.733. Nick Vickery, our very own Brandon Templeton, Chapman, and Bowers round out your top 5. BT, how'd it feel out there?
I think the track's going to provide some pretty good racing here in the future. It's getting just slick enough there in the middle and top that it's a little bit difficult, and as that moves up, the bottom will become a possible spot to really make a difference.
Brandon Templeton currently 3rd on the charts, as previously mentioned, following around with the 00. Right along with Nick Vickery on board. See what he's looking at, the 20 car. Blake Chapman, I believe that is. Nick on that high side. Chapman running a slider line. It is feature time. Kurt Schatzer, Nick Vickery on the front row. Jeff Barker, Brandon Templeton in row 2. Isaac Salas, Aiden Young in 3. Joe Canellis and Blake Chapman in 4. Randy Shreves, Bowers in 5. Donovan Ross, Pat Boyce in 6. Bob the Good and Nathan Aldrich round out your field of 14 drivers. 31 cars co-host is starting in P4. Should be a battle on that front row between the 00 of Nick Vickery and the Spartan Racing Machine. The 218, Kurt Schatzer, Icon Sim Sports driver.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here if Kurt can get clear of Nick, or if Nick can get clear of Kurt first. That'll be the first battle of the race, probably, is just to see who can get away from the other guys. So.
Yeah, you got a front row seat, my brother. You got 20 laps to get it done. Kurt Schatzer, your points leader, is going to start from the pole. Eight 218 will bring him to the green flag. Green flag is out. 218 is off. Great restart, side by side. 218 trying that low line. Looks like he's able to get out in front of the 00 Vickery. Now Vickery swaps over. He's running the bottom. Vickery and the 218 of Schatz are battling it out. Caution does come out. Big pile up. Chapman's involved in that. Aiden Young. Boyce is in there. Big pile up.
Yeah, and I don't know what caused that or what kind of got it going, but I know what I was mentioning earlier. When you go into the corner, your car gets real tight. If you don't get it just a little bit sliding on entry and get the throttle spinning just a little bit, that front end does not want to come around, and you'll just push up to the wall.
Kurt Schatzer, Icon, followed by Spartan Racing Nicholas Vickery. Put the 513 up to, let's see where he's going to start. P3 for Barker. Isaac Salas in 4. Brandon Templeton in 5. They are going to extend the caution. Kurt Schatzer, P1. Randy Shreve, second in the points, is currently P7. Blake Chapman, involved in that last wreck, is back in the field.
And Isaac Salas put a great move on me. I got pushing up high, and he was able to throw it in under me and get clear, and made a great move there for that position.
Kurt Schatzer down low. 218 is off, gets a great start. Pulls up in front of the 00 of Nick Vickery. Vickery in P2. Schatzer separates from the field a little bit. Now Barker trying the bottom side underneath the 5 car. Brandon Templeton to the outside of Barker. front four getting nose to tail. Barker, the first car, down low. Randy Shreves working a middle line in the 56 machine. Salas into the wall a bit. Up front, 218 with a almost over a half-second lead over second place, the 00 of Vickery. Looks like Isaac Salas is trying to make a move on the 00 car, ducked down for a half a lap. Barker running that bottom line in the 513. See Jeff Barker running the bottom a lot. Isaac Salas gives the bottom a try. 31 pulls up to the outside of the 5 car. Up front, Kurt Schatzer, Nick Vickery reeling in your leader a little bit. We are under half-second lead between the 00 and the 218 up front. Venom Racing's Isaac Salas in P4. Icon Sim Sports driver Brandon Templeton in P4. Salas is in 3, my apologies. Randy Shreves in the 56 car working through the field, up 4 positions. Gets by the 513 of Barker, put Randy Shreves up to P5. Shreves currently second in the points. He's going to get by the 5 car. Isaac Salas may have had some troubles up high. Salas with a crossover. It is Shreves at the line. Salas in the 5 car stays down low.
Yeah, Salas got into the wall there in front of me, and he had to really wait on it. By the time he got off the wall, I was already by him. So
We'll go on board with the 5 car running that bottom line. Tries a slide job. Do we see a crossover by the 56? There he is. The 56 of Randy Shreves takes it into turn number 4. Up front, Kurt Schatzer and Nick Vickery have stabilized. Vickery may be waiting for a late race pass. Brandon Templeton, the 31 car, running in 3rd position, doing double duty tonight, helping us in the broadcast booth. 56 car of Shreves running a slider line. Isaac Salas falls back to P5 in the Venom Racing number 5 machine. Aiden Young in 6.
Bart has tried every line I could imagine to get around Kurt here and just hasn't been able to.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's making up any ground. They've kind of stabilized right where they're at. Go on board the rear camera of the 218 machine. Kurt Schatzer up brushing the wall. Nick Vickery running about a half car length lower than the 218, trying to get by, as you heard. 31 car Brandon Templeton currently in 3rd position. Top 2 getting a little bit of gap on the field. We do have 2 to go. Your points leader at the point, Randy Shreves currently in 4th, running 2nd in the points. 1 to go with the 218 leading the way. Nick Vickery in 2nd. Looks like Brandon Templeton's going to give a challenge. Zero got into the wall a little bit. 31 car goes down low. Slide job and crossover. Vickery at the line. Schatzer, Vickery, Templeton are your top 3. Great feature race.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, especially there at the end there. Vickery got into the wall just enough to give me an opening, and he was able to cross me over and hold it off at the line. What a great race.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, BT. Schatzer, Vickery, Templeton, Shreves, Young are your top 5. Salas, DeGood, Bowers, Barker, and Aldrich round out your top 10. So, BT, we'll start with you, man. You've been up here all night, so we heard about your race as we went along. How'd the track feel? And, of course, with the fat tire sprint cars, it'll be a little different, but how'd it feel out there?
It was honestly getting pretty difficult up on the top. You could see, all of us, I know the top 4 or 5 where we were all tapping that wall once in a while. It was just a real thin line of traction. And that modified, when you get the tires in the wall, it doesn't always want to just bounce right back off and come down the track. Sometimes it'll suck you up there. And that, I guess I was the benefactor of that a couple times. And that was kind of the story of my race, was being careful and just waiting for others to make mistakes. And I guess I got lucky there.
Well, you brought the 31 home P3. You got anybody you'd like to thank for that?
I got to thank Icon Sim Sports, Rob for building the rigs and everything and helping us out. Everything you do, Joe, running the team with us, and Extreme Images by Ashley, Big C's Lawn Care, Maley's Makery, wife and kids, and you for doing the broadcast, Cool Ray for sponsoring all this, and everybody watching at home.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Look forward to you in the booth the rest of the night. That's the 31 car. Brandon Templeton moves up one position to finish on the podium. 00 of Nick Vickery couldn't make any hay. Began second and finished second. Nick, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Man, that car looked like a handful there at the end once it got a little bit slick. How was that track?
Yeah, it felt really good. In the heat race, I was just kind of biding my time, trying to wait for the top side to come in, and then come feature time, Schatzer, he ran a perfect race. He didn't really get into the wall and he didn't slow up in front of me. And, there at the end or there about halfway, I ran the bottom for a lap or two and just to kind of see what I could get on the bottom. I felt like the bottom might be faster in 1 and 2, but I couldn't quite get close enough to Schatzer to think about throwing the slider. And then on the last lap, huge shout out to your booth partner here, Mr. Templeton. He had to get on the binders real hard because I made a mistake, got in the wall. So definitely appreciate that. And, made it real exciting there at the end.
Yeah, Spartan Racing puts a car on P2, and it just happens to be Nick Vickery. More times than not, you end up in that position, my friend. Great run by the 00 car. You got anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, definitely got to shout out Spartan Racing. After that would be SBGC 3D Printing. If anybody out there has any 3D printing needs, definitely go check out Mr. Tom Taylor over on Facebook. VMR Wraps. If anybody out there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR Wraps. Mirror Image Auto Spire. My wife let me do this. And, of course, you guys for putting on a great show.
Man, it was fun to watch, Nick. It's always fun to watch you run, man. Another podium. You going to race the rest of the night?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I plan to.
Awesome, man. Look forward. Maybe we'll talk again.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. The 218 car, your points leader, Kurt Schatzer, begins the feature on the pole. It looks like Kurt, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Hey, man, it looked like you and Nick kind of rode around there until real late in the race, until you guys started mixing it up. Nick said you ran about the perfect race, man. So you're leading in the points. You bring home a victory here at I-55. How was the track? How was your run? Did you ever think that the 00 was going to get by you?
Yeah, every lap I was worried about Nick. Anytime you can stay out in front of him for 20 laps, I can be proud of that. The track, 1 and 2 started going away. I had to slow it down a lot so I didn't stuff it in the wall. 3 and 4, I just hit my mark every time. I knew not to really get off of it, just keep running my line, try to stay smooth, and hopefully I'd bring it home.
Yeah, man, great run. You will extend your points lead. Shreves finished in 4th. He's running 2nd in the points, so not a huge points night for you, but you did put some more points on the board. Great run by the 218. Got anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Icon Sim Sports. Rob built some pretty cool rigs. All the guys over there on the team, they helped me out a lot. You for bringing me on, putting me on with this. Roger, Preston, everybody that helps out with doing the league, I appreciate it.
Right on. You going to run the rest of the night?
Nah, this will be it for me. I got some prior commitments I got to take care of.
Right on. Come on and protect your lead, extend your lead, actually, and call it a night. Great run for you, my friend, and we will see you later on this week.
Thanks, Joe. Later.
Yes, sir. Brandon, that was a great race, man. You got any last words before we go to a break?
No, I just think we'll see more of the same. I think the track will do, pretty similar characteristics there as it did. It'll get clear to the top against the wall, and then it'll get real tricky there, and that'll force some guys to go down low, or it's a risk-reward deal. It's pretty fast up there, but get the tire in the wall just a little bit, and it'll end your night.
Yeah, we got the fat tires coming up next, so this should be enjoyable. We will take a quick break, and we will be right back.
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We have switched over. We have the 305 sprint cars out on the track here at I-55. BT, what are we looking at?
Should be a pretty good race. Looks like we got 20 cars maybe checked in here. Randy Shreves and Joe Canellis neck and neck at the top of the boards. So I don't know if Randy's knowledge of the track or experience from that last race paid off, but we'll see. You know, who's near the top at the end of this deal.
Yeah, can you take the experience in a car like a UMP and transfer that to the sprint cars?
Yeah, it's not always a huge help, but just seeing how that track wore and having that fresh on your mind and, you know, where you can carry a momentum. Some cars translate more than others. You know, a sprint car to that UMP may not be very similar because, you know, they're definitely whole different traction and ability to slide sideways and on those thin tires versus these big ones with the wing. But for the most part, you know, the track will wear pretty similar if guys aren't running completely different lines, and you'll see a lot of the same style of racing as far as which line they're in and where the fast place to be is.
Yeah, plus they're grooming the track now before the feature, so that should add some excitement to the night. We got 20 laps in the 305s. Currently, number one in the points, Blake Chapman. Andy Patton is in second. Nathan Aldridge in third. Brian Morris Sr., Randy Shreves are tied for fourth position. We are getting ready to go to qualifying here. We are watching Steve Maurer in the 888 car. Waiting for qualifying to come up. Race control is giving the final instructions to the drivers. We're getting ready to go to qualifying here shortly. We'll try to capture that once it happens. Blake Chapman is in the field. Andy Patton is not with us. Second in the points, not in the field for the 305s. Nathan Aldrich is here. Brian Moore Sr. is also here. And Randy Shreves. So your top five, we're missing Andy Patton. So there could be a little bit shuffle at the top of the board. Andy Patton up 3 positions last week. So he's currently handful of points behind.
Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting. You know, some of these guys are really probably running for points and making sure they're here every week, and there might be some guys that are just dropping in here and there, you know, running for fun or see if they can pick up a win.
Again, we are waiting for qualifying to advance. Just got the word that we are advancing. BT, who do you got for quick time?
Well, right now, Randy Shreves is on the top of that practice chart, but you know sometimes that can make a difference if you were in there when the track was real fresh or something. And I'd look for Vickery to be up there pretty close to the top. He's usually about top of anything in this league, really.
Joe Canellis in the one car also usually qualifies super well. So I think I'm going to go with Joe Canellis in the one car. We'll go with Donovan Ross in the 5 car out on the track, getting ready to come to the green flag for his qualifying run.
Looks like he's entering a little bit high and then using that momentum to kind of carry him down for a lower entry out of the corner.
Donovan Ross with 11.604 on his first lap. Jeffrey Kemper with 11.795. Bob the Good back to the top of the board with 11.732. Donovan Ross coming to his second lap. He 11.595. Brian Moore Sr. 1 click off of quick time with 11.596.
It doesn't get much closer than that.
No, it does not. Kevin Fry to the top of the board with 11.550. Put the 21 machine. Blake Chapman currently your points leader, I believe. Yes, he is. Blake Chapman up to P2. Aiden Young with 11.542 goes to the top of the board. Well, we got some quick cars out here tonight, BT.
Yeah, these guys are hauling the mail around here, and they're really turning in some pretty good laps.
21 car of Kevin Fry out on the track, currently second quick with 11.550. Texas driver, the Firm Motorsports. Looks like Kevin's just out getting some practice laps. So there you have it. 20 cars took to the field. Aiden Young, top of the board with your quick time, 11.542. Followed by Fry, Blake Chapman, Sean Bowers, and Donovan Ross are your top 5. Oh, you know, it just dawned on me. Andy Patton's wheel gave out on him yesterday, if I remember correctly. So that's why the 87 car isn't with us tonight. Got to get some warranty work done on his steering wheel.
You better hope that's pretty quick. He's going to have to get back out into some competition.
I think they told him, I think they told him 24-hour shipping or something. So he should be back in action for too long. We do have a couple of drop weeks, so maybe he'll get lucky there. Like to wish Andy Piercefield, we're filling in for Extreme Esports tonight. Wish him get well. No, he had medical procedure or something done. He's at home recovering, filling in for him tonight, or doing our best at it. Heat 1, Joe Canellis, Randy Shreves on the front row, Sean Bowers, Aiden Young in the second row, Gary Offit, Cody Ozard in row number 3. Nathan Aldrich rounds out your field of 7 drivers. All right, BT, I'll give you first choice. Who you got in this?
Well, Aiden Young was fastest there in qualifying, but he's going to have to start in 4th, so he's got a little ways to go. I think I like Joe Canellis here from the pole. That front row is going to have a pretty good situation here, I think, heading into turn 1.
Yeah, Randy Shreves, if the 56 car gets out front, he's going to be hard to get by. We shall see how this plays out. Joe Canellis in the 1 machine will bring the field to the green flag. Canellis, Shreves, Bowers, Young, your top 4. Offit, Aldrich, and Ozard round out your 7 drivers. Top 4 heading to the feature. I think everyone will head to the feature. I don't remember the numbers. That track looks fresh, BT.
Yeah, Yeah, it does. I think it's going to be the first guy to get in that middle lane where they qualified and just able to really stay on the gas and keep his momentum up.
Green flag is out. Randy Shreves gets a great jump on that outside. He's running that middle as you talked about, BT. Didn't take the 56 car long to find that middle groove. Joe Canellis in
Going at it behind them, though, for
P2.
fourth place. They're side by side.
Your transfer drivers, Sean Bowers and Aiden Young, battling it out. Now Gary Offit in the 94 machine gets in the mix. Offit gets by Aiden Young. Bowers in the fourth and final transfer position.
Aiden got hung up on the outside there, and now he's able to work down to the inside. We'll see if he can get that position back.
Up front, Randy Shreves with over a half-second gap over the one car of Joe Canellis. Sean Bowers in P2. Gary Offit in the 94 machine. Your fourth and final transfer driver. I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Looks like competition's heating up back here. Got the 077 car of Ozard and the 514 of Nathan Aldrich riding behind the 69 of Aiden Young. Gary Offit, the first car on the outside. No, he is the fourth and final transfer driver. Aiden Young in the 69 is the fourth and final transfer.
Yeah, and it's getting hot and heavy there for second place. Bowers is all over him.
Bowers in the 03 car pulling up on the rear tail tank of the 01. This is the last lap. Can he make a pass up high? Shreves, Canellis, Bowers off at your top four heading to the feature. Great run. That was a good race.
Yeah, that was a good race. Hopefully we see some more of the same.
Jeffrey Kemper, Pat Boyce on the front row of heat number 2. Donovan Ross, Kevin Fry in row 2. Steve Maurer, Gary Taylor in 3. And Michael Vital in row number 4 all by himself. Kevin Fry, the 21 machine BT, is going to be quick, I believe.
I think so too, and for those of you in the league, you know, you'll know his famous saying. I'm sure he's thinking right now, "Don't suck."
Yeah, how many times have we heard that? Time or two. 181 car of Jeffrey Kemper, driver out of Oregon on the front row, going to bring him to the line. Pat Boyce, you need Taco Bell machine to his outside. Top four heading to your feature. Looks like the field's a little bit spaced out in the back. They will tighten that up. Pace truck should exit this time by 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. Brings him to the green flag. 41 to the outside. Looks like Devo thought about taking it 3 wide there for a brief moment. To the rear end of the 181. Cuts off the momentum of Fry, currently in the fourth and final transfer position. Gary Taylor, the first car on the outside, looking in.
That's a great race up there in the top 4. They were really slicing and dicing the first couple laps.
Look back at the 21 machine from Donovan Ross, currently running, gets by the 181 up high. Kemper stays down low. Will the 5 car bring the 21 along with him? Yes, he will. 21 car up to P3. Move the 5 and the 21 car up. Kemper currently in the fourth and final transfer position.
It looks like the preferred line's moved up a little bit. They're keeping a little higher momentum by moving up. That's what hurt Kemper there. He kind of got stuck down low, and it was killing his momentum.
Donovan Ross running a low line there at the entrance of turn 1, I believe.
Yeah, Fry's giving it a look. He's trying all around. He's made a couple runs up there at Donovan.
Pat Boyce over a half-second gap over Donovan Ross. Kevin Fry currently in P3. The 5 and 21 doing battle. Jeffrey Kemper off the pace just a little bit, falling behind your top 3. That was a good heat race. Bob the Good, Nick Vickery on the front row, Brian Moore Sr., Blake Chapman in row 2, Jeff Barker, Steven Bixler round out your field of 6 drivers. Your points leader is in this battle. He will roll off P4, so he did have your quick time.
It is kind of a stacked field here, too. Anytime you see Blake Chapman in a sprint car, you know he's going to be headed to the front.
Got the 00 out there. Mr. Bob the Good also out there in the 7 car. Brian Moore Sr. in the 558 is strong also. How much are these guys learning driving the 305s versus the 360s coming up next?
You know, it'll help quite a bit, honestly. You know, when you're going from a sprint car to a sprint car that's pretty much the same thing with just a little more power, there's a lot of the handling characteristics will be the same, and just be a matter of, you know, it'll handle a little bit different where you can give it power and where you didn't get enough juice to keep it loose. In the 305, it'll tighten up on you if you're underpowered, but it'll help them quite a bit.
Bob the Good takes the green flag from P1. Nick Vickery in the 00 Spartan ride to the outside. Looks like your points leader, Chapman, is going to follow Vickery on that high side. Bob the Good trying to make space up on that top line. No one letting him in. Bob the Good running a middle line. The 558 of Brian Moore Sr. running down low. We got 3 different lines going on here, BT.
Yeah, Bob's running a great race here. He's able to hold it right with him, even though he's down in the line that's, you know, a little tougher in these cars.
Nick Vickery up front, starting to put a little gap over your points leader, Blake Chapman in the 20 KSR machine. Bob the Good in 3rd, Brian Moore Sr. in the 558 in the 4th and final transfer position. Steven Bixler in the 75 Cool Ray machine, currently in P5. Jeff Barker back in the 513 Marine machine on the tail tank of Steven Bixler. Everyone kind of got nose to tail here, and we got a battle.
We got battles all over the place now.
Jeff Barker gets by Steven Bixler. Brian Moore Sr. in that final transfer position slides up in front of Bob the Good. The 2 make contact. 1 lap to go. Bob the Good still in the 4th and final transfer position. Nick Vickery up front. 20 car tries to take it down low. Can't make it happen. Vickery, Chapman, Moore Sr., and the Good are your 4 transfer drivers. That's a great heat race, BT.
Yeah, the drivers did an awesome job. These heat races have been spectacular. I mean, they were all clean side by side and very few incidents.
Aiden Young, Gary Taylor on the front row of B main. Jeff Barker, Nathan Aldridge in row 2. Steve Mowers, Steven Bixler in 3. Cody Ozard and Michael Vital are the 4th and final row. Everyone will be heading to the feature tonight. Aiden Young will roll off in the 69 car. Aiden Young's been pretty strong tonight. Might be a pretty good battle by the 69 and 34 on that front row.
Yeah, I expect this to be just as good of a race as those heat races. These guys are putting on a great show, and you know, this car and this track has really been providing some good racing tonight.
A 513 car of the Marine machine, you can count on him down on that low wall, so we'll see how the bottom groove's going to work. Got Nathan Aldridge to his outside. Nathan currently 3rd in the points. Pace truck next time by will exit. Gambler Motorsports, Aiden Young on the pole. 34 car of Gary Taylor. Can-Am Racing Team in outside pole. Barker Can-Am Racing, P3. Nathan Aldrich rounds out your top 4. 34 car goes up high, gets a great run off that top side. Looks like Nathan Aldrich is going to go with him. 34 and 514 up high. 69 car trapped down low. 69 car falls back to P3 pretty quick there. 513 now on that top side. We don't see Jeff Barker running the top side very often, but the 513 car's making hay up high.
Yeah, and I think the bottom side's starting to work there in 3 and 4. Aiden's able to at least hang with him. He's not losing a ton of ground.
We had a wreck in the back, Vital possibly. Aiden Young slow on the racetrack, not sure what's going on. Gary Taylor up front, Nathan Aldrich battling out with the 513 of Jeff Barker. New York driver and newcomer to the league, the 213 of Michael Vital. Up to P4, Aiden Young in the 69. Looks like he's just riding around. He's looking for the pits. Gary Taylor now getting a challenge from the 514 of Nathan Aldrich. Let's see if Nate can get by the 34 for that. P1, you can see lap traffic ahead of us. We are working lap 8 of 10, so I don't think that'll come into play. Both these cars working that high line.
Yeah, they're clear up against the wall in 1 and 2, and they're just a couple grooves lower in 3 and 4 where there's more dirt, but they're going to be getting into that treacherous territory where you start thinking about tires bumping the wall soon.
2 to go, coming to the white flag. Taylor, Aldrich, Barker. Michael Vital in the 513. Oh, Gary Taylor makes a push, or 5 for Taylor. Aldrich, Barker, Vital, and Bixler are your top 5.
Yeah, that was a great race, too. I couldn't hardly tell who won. They were so close.
We will go into warm-up, so you go away for a quick message. We will be right back.
Mission 22 is founded on the timeless principle that America's warriors are equally valuable overseas as they are within our borders. We are unwaveringly committed to the journey back home and understand the barriers our heroes face when making the often arduous and taken for granted transition home. Trauma is an opportunity. While bleeding, hidden pains of the past can never be removed. We can transform them into something brand new and beautiful. We can grow through trauma to become our community's cornerstone, the safest neighbor on the block, the strongest leader in the office, the most caring volunteer at the elementary school. The Recovery and Resiliency Program is a year-long, and it uses everything from cutting-edge biometric tools to science-backed supplements. This is a catalyst to take the deep scars suffered for our nation's sake and turn them into opportunities to direct our God-given purpose and energies as protectors toward a refreshed and meaningful life. By committing to this year-long program, you will be happier, stronger, and wiser. Your PTS and/or TBI may not leave you, but you will be more comfortable in your own skin, and your suffering will begin to have meaning. Our goal is to give warriors one thing, the truth. Let's take responsibility for our healing.
Welcome back. Just finished up warm-ups. We are getting ready to go feature racing here momentarily. BT, this should be a good show for the feature. The track did reset. I don't remember what Kevin Fry said he was going to reset it to, but the track looks racy.
They showed that in the heat races for sure, and I think it'll continue.
Kevin Fry was your quick time during warm-ups, running an 11:4:52. Sean Bowers, Shreves, Aldrich, Moore Sr. are your top 5.
Yeah, I think if I was going to have to pick a car for the feature, I'm going to have to take the opt-out. I'm going to take somebody with a Pitside Podcast sticker on it, because there's like half the field has Pitside Podcast somewhere on their car.
That'd be a safe bet. So here we go. It's time to get into some feature racing. We are going to be running 20 laps. Randy Shreves, Pat Boyce on the front row, Nick Vickery, Joe Canellis in row number 2, Donovan Ross, Blake Chapman in 3, Sean Bowers, Kevin Fry in 4, Brian Moore Sr., Gary Offit in 5, Jeffrey Kemper, Bob the Good in 6, Gary Taylor, Nathan Aldrich in 7, Jeff Barker, Michael Vital in 8, Stephen Bixler, Stephen Maurer in 9, Cody Ozard and Aiden Young round out your field, almost a complete field of 20 drivers. '56 car is going to be hard to beat on that front row, I think, BT. He's going to be hard to get by, but he's also got Nick Vickery in the Spartan 00 car behind him.
Yeah, that 41 on the outside of the front row was pretty quick though in the heat races too. So I wouldn't rule him out yet. And I did just notice that it looks like they're running 30 laps for this feature, so the track will go through even more changes than we expected, and will give these guys further back a good chance to get up there and make a shot at it.
Yeah, they did. I thought it was 20. Thanks. Good catch. 56, Randy Shreves on the front row with Pat Boyce to his outside in the 41 machine. Randy Shreves will take us to the green flag. Green flag is out. Randy Shreves gets a good start. Slider line in 1 and 2 up to the top. Looks like Randy Shreves is starting at middle and finishing up high, BT.
Yeah, he's kind of running a slider line. You can see there's some grip in the middle there. It's real black and slick up top in 3 and 4, but maybe that's 1 and 2, I guess. Right there, he's coming right through that traction. He's really able to get gripped up there.
Nick Vickery moves up to P2, so put Vickery in second. The 41 car falls back. Donovan Ross in the 5 machine working on the 41. You got a wad of cars right here. Donovan Ross, Joe Canellis.
Nick's pretty good at running that high side there too, so if anybody can get momentum and run down Randy, it's probably Nick.
Also notice that Nick is very patient. He takes care of his car until the late laps, makes a late race push. So we'll see how that plays out for the 0-0 of Nick Vickery. Randy Shreves currently on the point, and our first caution is out of the night on lap 7 of 30. Michael Vitale in the 213 going through for a ride. Saw the 181 and the 34 getting an altercation back there.
It's pretty early in the race, and those guys do have one quick repair, so you know, they're not out of it yet.
No, if you're going to go in, now it's a great time if you're going to have an incident. All restarts are single file. 56 of Randy Shreves, the LGR Motorsports drivers on the point with Nick Vickery, Spartan Racing 0-0. Great looking patriotic paint scheme by the 0-0. Pat Boyce, the 41 machine out of Ohio, currently in third. Donovan Ross in fourth. Looks like Joe Canellis back there. Blake Chapman, your points leader, currently running 6th in the KSR machine. Green flag is out. The 56 car gets a great jump. Still running that middle slider. Not quite a full slider, but he's running that middle lane. Nick Vickery in P2. Pat Boyce now getting a challenge from the 5 car of Donovan Ross. They make contact. Ross is around. Boy, just touched a tire. Ross did to the rear end of the 41 machine, I think, BT.
Yeah, sometimes you get yourself in that position where you're either going to take out the guy in front of you, or you're going to spin and take yourself out. And you know, you probably made the right decision there, because if you hit the car in front of you any harder, you're gonna end up ruining more than just your night.
Yeah, you wad cars up on that high line now. It's going to be a big mess at the front of the field.
Looked like Randy Shreves was able to get a little jump there on Nick Vickery. So, you know, Nick, he's pretty good on those long runs. We'll have to see if we get another long run, you know, 8-10 laps at least, if he's able to close back up, or if Randy pulls away. We got another quick caution there.
Randy Shreves at the front of the field, currently working lap 10 of 30, so we do have ways to go here. Saw the 0-0 car pacing on that extreme high line. Car was bouncing quite a bit.
Yeah, the track's getting a little bit of character in it, and that's when it really gets interesting, when those guys can't just, you know, run it like a robot and stay up on that wall. They're going to have to start feeling it out, and the car's going to break loose on them, and it might jump tight, and those bumps really just make a little havoc in there that makes it kind of exciting for the fans, I guess. It's not a great feeling as a driver when your car randomly jumps around because you're not expecting.
Yeah, I was going to say, you call it character, I call it something else with my throttle control. Shreves off to a great start. 56 car still on the point, led from flag to flag so far. Nick Vickery on his tail tank.
Yeah, he got a great jump there on the the start, but, you know, Nick was really able to pull back up almost out of turn 2.
We got side-by-side racing throughout the field. Pat Boyce and Sean Bowers doing battle. Bowers, he's right along the fence on the inside. He might get that position.
Yeah, they're 3 and 4 wide back there, and those guys are doing a great job because I don't think they're touching one bit.
Your points leader's in the middle of that mess. Nick Vickery took the lead while we were watching that. Vickery down low, slide job, 56 car of Shreves. Tries a crossover. Looks like he lost momentum. Put the 0-0 to the point. 56 car trying to move down. See if he can't make something work a little bit lower. We're 3 wide. Your points leader makes contact. Blake Chapman made contact. Falls back to P8. Nick Vickery and the 56 car continue to do battle at the front of the field. Back here, we got just a wad of cars.
Yeah, Randy's not giving up that line that he's been running. You know, he's just not really going clear up against the wall like Nick is, and it's paying off now for Nick because he's fast. But I can tell you, there's going to be 20 times where he's going to have to save that car, and it's just so treacherous up there. It's like I said earlier, risk versus reward.
Brian Morris Sr. in the 558 car, currently running in the 5th position, right in front of Chapman. 513 of Barker finds that bottom line once again. 20 car with a great run off that top side, falling in line behind Pat Boyce. Caution is out. Looks like Steven Bixler in the 75 Coolray machine gets into the wall a little bit. Up front, Nick Vickery, that will bring the 56 back to his tail tank. BT, we're running out of laps here. This could get exciting. It's been exciting so far, but I think the action's going to pick up here.
Yeah, that wall's really coming into play there. You know, it's getting to the point where it's so risky to get up there against it. You touch into it a little bit with your tire, and, you know, sometimes that's all she wrote. You're along for the ride, so we'll see what happens here.
Nick Vickery at the front of the field, 56 car P2. Sean Bowers, Pat Boyce, Brian Moore Sr. round out your top 5. Your points leader back in 6th position, so he was able to recover after an early incident. Vickery in a 0-0 gets a good jump on the field. Randy Shreves in P2. Sean Bowers in the 0-3 dives back down for that low line, BT. He's been making that low line work.
Yeah, he's getting clear down against the wall where there's still traction, and, you know, that could really come into play here.
Quick caution is back out. '94 car and the 213 of Vital make contact. Nick got a great jump that restart. It's going to be hard for Randy Shreves if we're coming down with 8 laps to go here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see now that he's had a look at it if Randy can anticipate that start a little better, or if Nick's going to change it up on him and, you know, get another good run like that. I wouldn't rule out Bowers either. That he was really getting down in that traction, and that's a line that we haven't seen run a lot. But as this track wears out, it's definitely going to come into play here. I think it looks like a viable option right now.
Yeah, he was right against that inside wall. Pace truck should exit this time by. Your points leader is currently running in 13th position. Looks like Blake Chapman got caught up into something. Nick Vickery is off. He's on the point in the 0-0. Randy Shreves, looks like Nick Vickery changed his line a little bit. He's going to give that bottom side a go.
Yeah, they're all giving that bottom a look. I think they saw what happened with Bowers on that last restart, but Nick's able to get his momentum up now, and he's going to go back to the top.
Track has changed. The preferred driving lane has definitely changed.
And sometimes at this point as a driver, you're just guessing, you know, you try a line and it may not work, and then sometimes you'll try it and say, hey, I think I got a little closer to that guy in front of me, and so then you just, you know, keep guessing, but if you find something that's gaining on somebody, you stick with it.
And Bowers has found something. That 03 machine is quick. He's pulling up behind the 56 machine. Bowers moved up off the bottom, was running the bottom to get to P3. Don't rule out the 21 of Kevin Fry behind this group. The 21 car up to P4.
Yeah, they're everywhere now. Looks like Bowers can get a really big run off the top there. But like I said earlier, it's real risky to be up there.
56 car covers the second spot.
Right there, he gets so much run. Look at that. He got like 3 car lengths there on Randy. We'll see if he can close it off here and pull up and see if he got anything for Nick.
We are in the last lap. The two make contact. Shreves and Fry make contact. Nick Vickery for the win. Sean Bowers P2. Randy Shreves holds on to the third place. Great run by Sean Bowers. I did not see that coming. Up 5 positions from the start. Good run by him, BT.
Yeah, you know, he's had some really good runs. I don't know. I think maybe it was in the Rebels division or something, but he's a really good sprint car driver, and, you know, I wouldn't really mount. He can get right up there with them and mix it up.
Your top 5 are getting a podium pick, and then we will get a brief word with them up in the booth before we head off. Coming up next in the Cool Ray Hometown Heroes, the 360 sprint car. So looking forward to that. That's a whole different game of throttle control when the track gets slick.
Yeah, if this one gives us any indication, they're going to be fighting for every bit of grip and stability they can get in those cars.
Waiting on Randy Shreves to come up to the booth. You want to interview Randy there, BT?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot here.
All right, pulling him in now. Ladies and gentlemen, the 56 car of Randy Shreves.
Well, Randy, you started out up front there and gave him a pretty good run, but Nick just ended up, you know, finding the right line at the right time. Do you think there's anything there you could have done different to hold on to it?
Yeah, the only thing I could have done different is ride that top, and I don't know. I just really wasn't feeling the top tonight, but I'm happy to still get the podium. Congrats to Nick on winning that. It was a good race and a good move for Sean there at the end.
Yeah, that was a great race, and you guys did a great job keeping it clean and putting on a great show for the fans. Is there anybody you want to thank?
For sure. Definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Alex Bergeron at ABR Setup Shop, Coulter West at Redline Race Designs, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, CD Cinematography, Coast2Coast for putting on this league, you guys for the broadcast, and everybody for watching.
All right, that's Randy Shreves, your third place finisher tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 03 car of Sean Bowers comes out of nowhere. It moves up 5 positions to put it at P2 on the podium. Sean, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, that was a heck of a run. We were commenting, you were running within inches of that bottom wall there and made a lot of hay. How did the track change, and why did you decide to move up high?
Yeah, there towards the middle of the race, there was kind of a car length, you know, worth of moisture down there. So I was just trying to hit that. And then once the leaders went down, you know, I just tried to do something to, I think the top was faster. I just didn't move up there quite quick enough. And Randy kept sliding up there in front of me there at the end, you know, in 1 and 2. So I finally decided just to send it up top. And I think the top was definitely faster in 1 and 2. And just, you know, towards the end of the race there all around the track.
Yeah, man, what a great run. You got to be pleased with the P2. Again, you were up 5 positions from the start. Great run by you. You got anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank all the guys over there at the Fur Motorsports, Apex Auto Glass and Tinting. Definitely 2-1 Designs for hooking up a good looking paint scheme, and that's about it.
All right, man. We gonna see you in the 360s.
Yeah, I might give her a run for my money.
Now you better put an egg underneath that pedal. It looked like it got slick out there.
Yeah.
Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, 00 car of Nick Vickery. BT, what do you got?
Nick, it looked like as the race went on, some of those guys were getting a little run on the low side. Do you think that the low side was really coming in as a faster line, or was that really you being, a little more careful on the top?
Yeah, me and Shreves were running the top there, first part of the race, and then up until about halfway, and him and I were talking about it there, and I talked to Bowers about it as well. Once I got around him, the top in 1 and 2 started getting really, really thin, and I've been bit by that wall a couple times, so I didn't want to run the risk up front of getting into the wall and either stacking guys up or taking myself out. So I decided to run the bottom in 1 and 2, and I knew the top line was fast in 3 and 4, but I saw Shreves and Bowers battling pretty hard back there, and then on the last lap, I knew that if any of them were going to be close enough, it was probably going to have to be against the top side in 1 and 2. But I knew that as long as I cleared them on the backstretch, I could run the top in 3 and 4, and that's where I felt most comfortable. So that's the way it ended up working out. But even based on the relative, I knew that Bowers was coming there on that last lap. So I guess I got to thank a few folks for time running out, because I felt like he was definitely faster than me running top on both ends.
Yeah, he was. They were definitely coming there at the end, but you were running a smart race all night. Took your time getting to the front, and once you were up there, there wasn't too many side by side confrontations, I guess. So you kind of had them covered at that point. Is there anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, same as earlier. I got to shout out Spartan Racing. After that would be SBGC 3D Printing. If anybody has any 3D printing needs, definitely go check out Tom Taylor over on Facebook. After that would be VMR Wraps. If anybody out there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR E-Wraps. Mirror Image Auto Spy, my wife for letting me do this. Roger and Preston for keeping everything together. And then I also want to give Roger an extra shout out for all the work he put in last week. That great event for Mission 22. And I told him in a private message that's probably one of the best events that I think Coast2Coast has put on. Between the format and then what we were all doing it for. It was just really, it was a great time and a great event. So. And then, of course, to finish it off, I got to shout out you guys for putting on a great show.
Yeah, man. Hey, Nick, I got to say, man, this is Joe. There's one statement that I've never made on the podium, and that is just like I said earlier, is what you just said. So you put it on the podium twice tonight. We're going to see you in the 360s.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. Me and Shreves, I don't know if you call it the tail end of the my sentence there when you pulled me up, but, I think he's going to be further up than I am in 360s. I tend to struggle with this track here in 360s, but I'm going to go out there and give it all I got. So we'll see what happens.
Spartan Racing going for the 00, going for 3 in a row on the podium. So we'll see you in the next race, brother.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. And there you have it. There's your 305. Great show put on by these drivers in the Cool Ray Heating and Air Hometown Heroes. We will take a break, and we will be back with you, the 360 Sprint Cars.
our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their families' permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out of a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it because I didn't want to look internally. You know, I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, you know, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity right now.
Cool Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Cool Ray lifetime parts and labor warranty at coolray.com. Cool Ray and Carrier. Turn to the exit.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. Happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Welcome back to the stream. We are back at I-55 with your nightcap. The 360 Sprint cars are next on the docket. As always, at GY6RN, we are racing for awareness of veterans issues. 22 veterans a day take their own life, which is totally unacceptable. So we're doing our small part to help fight that battle. It's going to take all of us. If you know anybody out there that is a veteran, you haven't heard from them in a while, please reach out, let them know you're thinking of them. You never know, that conversation could possibly save a life. So keep veterans in your mind as we're having fun out here on the track. Special thanks to my co-host Brandon Templeton in the booth. Brandon, thanks for coming up tonight, man. Greatly appreciated. As always, your insight on what's going on out on the track is top notch, brother. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm in my natural environment here, just, watching races and commenting on them. That's all I do every Saturday night. So I guess it works out. Yeah, man,
it's great to have you. Coming up tomorrow night, we will be back on the air for the Veterans Night. Veterans League hasn't had a great group, a number of drivers, but it has been excellent racing. We're actually following along with the 223 car of Ryan Pendleton, active duty Navy driver with Goat Locker Racing. started racing in the Veterans League and carried over to the league racing.
Yeah, we've got a few new guys here in this compared to the last division. We've got Stephen Goldner that I didn't see before, and I see Keith Jackson in the field. So we've added a few drivers here that are pretty talented. It should make it a good show.
Looks like we are 22 drivers currently getting ready to take the grid here. If you're in the market for a racing league, you're out there and you haven't raced with Coast to Coast Racing League, check them out. Very well run league. I know my teammates and myself ran in other leagues. This is racing without all the drama. Very well run league. You can check them out at c2crl.com. Drivers are currently getting some last minute instructions. 56 car of Randy Shreves is back out on the track. BT, where are you off to this weekend?
Well, if the rain holds off, I'm going to be at a Malvern Bank Super Late Model Touring Series here at my home track, and then Saturday night. And then Sunday, I'm giving some serious thought to going to Stewart International Speedway. It's one of my favorite little tracks to watch late models at. And the Malvern Bank Series goes there Sunday night. So tight little track, you know, a little bit smaller probably than I-55 here, and real wide corners. And it's pretty fun to go there, watch the late models scrape their spoilers on every lap, and you sit right on top of them. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, man, it's crazy you should mention Malvern Bank. GY6RN actually opened up an account at the Dirt Bank, which is a branch of Malvern Bank, and we got a t-shirt in the mail yesterday, so that's pretty cool. That's right in your neck of the woods, BT, so we're in business.
Yeah, that's a great, pretty cool deal, you know, a local banker that's always run the bank there and owned it, and it's a private bank, so he's kind of got control over it to do what he wants, and he's chosen to do a lot of loans for racers, including, you know, cars, haulers, whatever you need. You know, they're great. They're there for all your lending needs, and they understand what you're buying. When you say you're buying that Freightliner with a conversion to be a race car hauler, you know, they're not going to look at you funny and just open their mouth. They understand exactly what you're looking at, and not afraid to step in there and help racers out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. When you told me about it initially, I just knew we had to get in there, and who knows, maybe we can talk them into joining us here at Coast to Coast Racing League one of these days. See how that plays out. So pretty neat stuff, man. Never thought I'd bank at a bank in Malvern, Iowa, but here we are.
Yeah, they really do a lot supporting racers all over the country. You know, Joseph Joyner with Hunt Front and those guys, they've got Malvern Bank all over their cars, as do a lot of other major touring guys. So you don't have to be from this area to get use their services. And fun thing is, when you're banking with them, you know that any of that extra juice is going back to drivers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Joe Canellis, the one car, is back with us. Kevin Fry in the 21 at the top of the board in practice with a 10.795. Looks like they got this track about wore out.
Yeah, and you can see just watching the cars how much more speed they're carrying than those 305s. They can just get so much more momentum with that extra little power.
Donovan Ross in the 5 machine back with us. He's working that high line. Got Brian Moore Sr. to his inside in the 558 machine. We are waiting to go to qualifying. Should be coming up here momentarily. Again, thanks for joining us, Cool Ray Hometown Heroes. We're doing our best to fill in for our good friends at Extreme Esports. Looks like we have advanced. We will follow as much of the action that we can. Waiting for that first car to come out onto the track. Looks like Nick Vickery in a 00 was the first one out, anxious to get out on that fresh track. We'll follow Nick around. Coming off a turn 4, heading towards the flag stand. 11,160 top of the board. Michael Vital in second. That 11,160 didn't last long. Keith Jackson breaks into the 10. Steve Goldner with a 10,795 in P1. Ryan Pendleton is the 10,858. Kevin Fry up the P2 with a 10,855.
Yeah, and welcome to the show. Steven Goldner shows up, first race of the night that I'm aware of, and puts it right to the top of the board.
Yeah, with the 10,795. Joe Canellis with an 849 in P2. Kevin Fry with an 855. Looks like Barry Goldner has already finished up. The 20 car of Chapman is out on the track. Let's take a quick look at the points. Randy Shreves, Pendleton, Blake Chapman, Barker, and Kevin Fry are your top 5. Donovan Ross coming for his first lap. Good enough for 11th quick with a 10,966. And that's where he'll end the night. Keith Jackson out on the track. The 0-1 machine, currently 8th quick with a 10,867. See if he can improve on his second lap. Coming towards the flag stand. 8th quick, it looks like, for Keith Jackson. BT, if you're not in the 10-8 or below, man, you're looking away on the outside. Up to 9th quick or all below 10-9.
Yeah, I was just going to say, too, there's like 13, 14 guys within about 2/10, so it's real tight. These guys are all talented, and they're putting down some real good laps.
Got about 10 seconds left in qualifying. Looks like Steven Goldner with a 10,795 will... Nathan Aldrich good for 20 quick with 11,253. Brian Moore Sr., Randy Shreves on the front row of heat number 1. Joe Canella, Steve Goldner in row 2. Nick Vickery, Steve Maurer in 3. Gary Taylor, Michael Vital in the 4th and final row. Got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature directly. Everyone else will go to a B main, most likely. We're not going to have quite a full field, I didn't think. I had to look again, but what can we expect from these 360s, BT?
I think it'll play out a little bit like the earlier race, and so, if that's anything to go by, I wouldn't go get a drink or use the restroom. You can't miss the action. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we've had side-by-side all night. Brian Moore Sr. in the 558 car on the front row will bring him to the green flag. He's got the 56 of Randy Shreves to his outside. Goldner in the 30 car, your quick time driver, on the outside of row number 2.
Shreves is back in a familiar spot up on the front row there, but right behind him, Steven Goldner. Those guys might be the ones to watch here early.
Brian Moore Sr. will bring him to the green flag. We got a great start. They are side by side at the line. 558 down low. Shreves with a great run off that top side. Looks like you called it, though. The 558 slides up, blocks the momentum of the 30 car. Brian Moore Sr. in P2 gets contact from the 1 car. They're around. Nick Vickery's involved. 34 is involved. Gary Taylor. That was a mess early, BT, in the front of the field. Steve Maurer.
The leaders are coming around, and they've still got cars there.
Your leader's dodging traffic. Shreves almost a second gap over second place Goldner in the 30 car. Those two made it past the Mayhem. Michael Vital now up to P3 in the 213. I'd like to thank Michael for his service. Steve Maurer in the 888 car is the fourth and final transfer car. Steve Maurer getting it done. Up front, Randy Shreves with Steven Goldner on his tail.
And Goldner made an amazing save in that first incident when he got real sideways going down the front stretch, and that really saved the race for him. Others weren't as fortunate.
Last lap, let's see if Goldner can reel in the 56 of Shreves. Both cars running a similar line. Will one dive down low? No, they won't. They keep running a similar line. Coming to the checkered flag, Shreves, Goldner, Vital, Maurer. So a little bit of mayhem early there, BT, but it played out to be a pretty good race.
Yeah, it didn't play out quite like we expected, but I think, as the night goes on, it'll clean up and we'll have some good racing.
Heat 2, Donovan Ross, Keith Jackson on the front row, Kevin Fry, Sean Bowers in row 2, Barry Goldner, Gary Offit in row number 3, Nathan Aldrich rounds out your field of 7 drivers. Trying to look and see, Nathan Aldrich is currently 7th in the points. Kevin Fry is currently running 5th in the points. So Fry starting P3. We had a word with Sean Bowers earlier tonight, BT. He had a great run in the 305 sprint cars. We'll see if that transfers over, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe those guys picked up something from that earlier race. He really came on late, and we'll see. Right now, these guys are getting every position they can because every position they pass, it's going to mean 3 positions in the feature on the lineup. So every position here is important, even outside of that top 4.
Donovan Ross in the 5 car on the inside, following behind the pace truck, will bring him to the green flag. Again, he's got Keith Jackson to his outside. Green flag is out, as is the 5 car. 0-1 goes with him. 0-1 up high. Donovan Ross slides to that outside quick. Got Ross, Jackson, Fry. 1, 2, 3. Fry trying to get by Stephen Bowers. Or Sean Bowers, my apologies.
The top 4 are breaking away just a little bit, but they're getting pretty racy there for 3rd and 4th, so they're going to have to be careful.
Gary Offit battling it out with Barry Goldner in the for the 5th position. Nathan Aldrich in the 514 car gathering his momentum, gets by the 36 on that high side. Up front, Donovan Ross pulling away from the field a little bit. Keith Jackson in P2.
Fry's finally able to get up there in front of Bowers. They were going at it side by side for a few laps, but Fry was finally able to get just a slight edge on the high side.
Looking back at the field from the 5 car of Donovan Ross, he's got Keith Jackson behind him. Jackson dives down low. The 0-1 car trying to make a little hay on that the 5 car there.
Those guys are digging down low, and they can do that a little better in these 360s. They've got the power to come up off the corner.
They're putting it to good use. Keith Jackson behind the 0-5. Looks like Donovan Ross dropped down a little bit lower that time by. 0-1 has found that bottom fence once again, BT.
Yeah, and Jackson's right down there on the bottom too. I'm surprised, with Donovan there pulling away, I'm surprised those guys don't get up there and try that out.
Ross, Jackson, Fry, Bowers are your top 4 heading directly to the feature. Heat 3, Jeff Barker, Bob the Good on the front row. Ryan Pendleton, Blake Chapman in row number 2. Stephen Bixler, Jeff Kemper in 3. Pat Boyce rounds out your field of 7 drivers. Doesn't look like the track's in that bad of a shape just yet.
No, it's still pretty early, but it's it's getting a little bit racy. You could see there towards the end of that one, the guys that were moving up along that berm there on the edge, they were starting to pull away just a tiny bit, so we'll have to watch that.
513 Marine Machine on the front row on the pole. Can-Am Racing driver Jeff Barker will bring us to the green flag. Got Air Force veteran Bob the Good to his outside. Another Can-Am Racing team member. Ryan Pendleton, active duty Navy. Blake Chapman, the youngster on the outside with your quickest qualifying time of any of the cars in the field here.
That second row is pretty stout, but I wouldn't rule out those guys on the front row either. I mean, Bob DeGood, he's probably one of the most improved in our league over the last month or two, and Barker's always tough in these cars, especially on the bottom, so it'll be a good one.
Got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature. Everyone else going to a B main. Green flag is up. 513. Bob DeGood gets a great jump on that top side, gets a good run up high. 20 car with Chapman goes with him. 513 down low, 223 down even lower. Thought about taking it 3 wide that time by. Bob DeGood working that outside. 20 car, looks like Barker's battling back for P2. Running a little bit lower than the front 2. Great battle going on at the front of the field. Bob DeGood in the 7 car on the point. Your points leader currently up to, not your points leader, third in points. Currently up to P2. Pendleton in the 223 car trying to get by the 513. 513 into the wall. As is the 223. Bob DeGood still at the point. Steven Bixler in the Cool Ray 75 machine moves up to your 4th and final transfer positions. Man, things change in a big hurry, don't they?
Yeah, that was a wild incident there for sure, and that'll shake things up. Pendleton's right up there like second in the points, so he'll have to regroup and come back at him for the next one.
Steven Bixler, Pat Boyce. We saw Pat run earlier in the 41 machine. Pat Boyce, the first car on the outside looking in. Bob DeGood handling business at the front of the field. The 7 car with 1 lap to go, leading the way with Chapman running P2. Jeff Kemper in the 181, a little bit off the pace. DeGood, Chapman, Kemper, Bixler are your 4 transfer drivers. That was kind of a wild heat race there.
Yeah, it got a little hairy back there in the middle of the pack, but like I said earlier, it doesn't surprise me that Bob got out there and picked up a heat win. The guy's just been lightning fast the last month or two. He's really picked up speed.
B main time, Joe Canellis, Nathan Aldrich on the front row, Pat Boyce, Gary Taylor row 2, Barry Goldner, Jeff Barker in 3, Nick Vickery and Offit in row number 4, Ryan Pendleton, Brian Morris Sr. in 5. And I guess that's all we got. I was looking for more cars. Joe Canellis in the 1 car will bring him to the green flag. Got Nathan Aldrich to his outside. All cars will transfer.
Yeah, we've got some really fast cars here in this B feature. This is going to be a little more exciting than your typical, B feature. So I keep an eye throughout the field. I think there's going to be quite a bit of passing and action.
We will cover it the best we can. Joe Canellis, Nathan Aldrich to his outside. We saw Pat Boyce earlier in the 41 car, and the 305 sprint cars was pretty quick.
Yeah, if Nick's going to make it 3 in a row here, he's got some work to do to make up some positions here for the A.
Vickery starting P8. Or was he on the inside?
They should all make the feature, but like I said earlier, every spot is a position where you're starting better in the features, so this is really just an extension of the A main for these guys.
Joe Canellis with a great run. 514 of Nathan Aldrich to his back bumper. Top 2 get away from the field a little bit. Nathan Aldrich pulls up on the tail tank of the 1 machine. Gary Taylor behind him and Pat Boyce. We mentioned Nick Vickery. Here he comes. You also got Pendleton back there in the 2-2-3, BT, running second in points.
Yeah, and Pendleton's been on the bottom the entire way since the green flag run, so with a car in front of him now, it'll be interesting to see if he can squeeze by there.
Pendleton taking it 3 wide in the 2-2-3 machine. Joe Canellis in the 1 machine leading the field. Nathan Aldridge in the 514 has dropped back just slightly. Back behind them, we got a race going on. 34 car of Taylor. Looks like Vickery got into the wall there.
Yeah, that's a great race. The whole field behind the back two, or side by side there, battling for those third and fourth spot.
Barker up high, makes contact with Boyce. The 2-2-3 benefits. Put Pendleton up the 4th position. Still running that bottom side, trying to get underneath the 34 car of Taylor. Working lap 8 of 10. 2-2-3's making that bottom work, BT. He's hooked up down low.
Yeah, that bottom's really coming in, and they got into it there in the back. Looks like we lost a couple guys. They got 3 wide there and just didn't quite have enough room for it.
Joe Canellis at the point. This is the last lap. The 1 car with a sizable lead over the 514. Pendleton giving it all he's got to try to take P2. Get some traction down low. Canellis, Aldrich, Pendleton, Taylor, Vickery, Morris Sr., Goldner, Boyce, Barker, and Offit is how they will transfer. So there is your B main. Great main event there, BT.
Yeah, there was a lot of action. Those guys were really all over the track, slicing and dicing. Some of it, they were choosing to put the car where they were going, and some of it, they were along for the ride, but that was pretty good action there.
We have 3 minutes of warm-up. We will be right back. Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-ups before the feature. It's been a great night tonight so far, BT. Again, greatly appreciate you joining me in the booth. You're a natural. Greatly appreciated, brother.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've never really done anything like this, but you know, I watch a lot of racing and like to sit and discuss it from the stands, so it's not too much different.
Yeah, man, you're natural. You might have got yourself a job. It doesn't pay well, but you got a job nonetheless, brother. It is.
Looks like Kevin Fry was fastest there in warm-ups, so we'll have to see if that can carry over.
Randy Shreves, Donovan Ross start the feature on the front row with Bob the Good, Steve Goldner to row 2, Keith Jackson, Blake Chapman in row number 3, Vital, Kevin Fry in 4, Jeffrey Kemper, Steve Maurer in 5, Sean Bowers, Stephen Bixler in 6, Joe Canellis, Nathan Aldrich in 7, Ryan Pendleton, Gary Taylor in 8, Nick Vickery, Brian Moore Sr. in 9, Barry Goldner, Pat Boyce in row number 10, Jeff Barker and Gary Offit round out your field of 22 drivers. BT, you weren't kidding. If the 00 is going to get it done, he's got a long way to go. But if anybody can do it, I think Nick would be one of those drivers.
Yeah, he'll put on a show trying, I'm sure. You know, we've got a lot of talent in this field, and the way the track is and the way these cars handle, you know, really anybody in this has got a chance, I think. There's, you know, probably 15, 20 guys, almost pretty much all of them. I wouldn't be shocked at all if they won, so it's going to be pretty fierce competition and should be pretty entertaining.
Randy Shreves will take us to the initial green flag with Donovan Ross to his outside. Pace truck should exit this time by. Pace truck is off, as is the 56. Great start up front, side by side at the line. Looks like Shreves is back in that middle line, but the 05 gets a good run off the top side. Put Donovan Ross on the point. Caution is out quick. Oh, the 01 of Keith Jackson and a bunch of other cars. Let's see here. Keith Jackson running that low line as he has been. The 07 comes down, makes contact. Well, we had a group of cars involved in that one.
Yeah, I know from experience when you're on that bottom line and if you make contact with that front right tire, there's not much you can do. That thing will turn left into the wall so fast you wouldn't even believe it.
Keith Jackson to the back of the field. Not sure if he will go a lap down or not. He is currently in the pits.
They don't count caution laps, so it'll depend on how long he can, you know, it takes him to get his toe and how fast he can get out there. But if he can get out there before they complete that first lap, he should be able to rejoin them and just be tail of the field. We'll see here.
Randy Shreves in the 56 still on the point. We saw a great restart by Donovan Ross, BT. Randy Shreves is off. Great jump by the 56 car. 5 car of Donovan Ross.
Those first two guys didn't waste any time. They were on it. Here comes Blake Chapman around DeGood.
DeGood, Chapman, and Fry battling it out. They are nose to tail. Looks like Fry gets into the outside wall. They're able to hold it off. Michael Vital, new to the league, in the 213 car in P6. Great run by the 213 tonight. Well, welcome to Hometown Heroes.
It is getting slick fast. They're already struggling up front. And we got a caution.
A 181 and the 01 once again. Oh, looks like the 88 got up in the fence, came down on the 1 car. That will most likely end his night.
Looks like Jackson's still in the pits too, so he must not have been able to rejoin the field. I'm guessing he's laps down, or if his night could be over.
So we're losing a few early. That will thin out the field. Randy Shreves got a great jump last restart. Let's see if Donovan Ross learned anything from that, if he can stay with the 56 car. Randy Shreve's pretty smart. I imagine he will adjust his starting spots. Keep the 5 on his toes. Another great start by the 56 machine. It's like Blake Chapman is on that outside. Bob the Good running down low. The 21 car of Kevin Fry tried to go lower than Bob the Good, who was already down low. 213 cars now in under attack. Pendleton.
Got in the wall there, so Donovan was able to get by him on the bottom side.
Donovan Ross to the point. 56 car Shreves back into P2.
Now Shreves has got Chapman all over him, so it's getting heated back there for second and third.
Shreves, your points leader's under attack from Blake Chapman, currently third in the points. Chapman looks like he thought about taking it 3 wide. The yellow flag is back out. 514 of Nathan Aldridge is around. Looks like he will need a tow. Right in front of your leaders. Well, this has been kind of rough early.
The track is really slickened up quick in this division, and you know those guys right up on the wall, like Shreves there, he got his tires up into it, and he just couldn't get off the wall, and it gave Donovan a chance to get by on the bottom side. And then I noticed too, you know, right behind that, Bob DeGood moved down low, and he was able to hold off those guys behind him. So there might be something to that bottom, you know, at least on one side of the track.
Well, you can see that grip down there. That looks awful tempting to me.
I know if I was out there, that top would probably scare me. That bottom might be a little bit inviting right now if you've been into the wall once or twice.
Oh, for sure. Donovan Ross in the 5 machine on the point. Randy Shreves behind him. Ross is off. Gets a great jump on the field. Looks like they have been getting good restarts. Bob the Good down low. Got a group of cars down low. Bob the Good, Blake Chapman, Kevin Fry. Looks like Chapman decides to go up high. Puts the 20 car against the fence. It's like the 7 car. Bob the Good's not going anywhere near that top wall.
Yeah, but he's hanging with them, you know.
He
right
is.
Up there. He's not losing a lot of ground, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Getting a good run off, good drive off the bottom there with that traction. Up front, Donovan Ross getting away from the field. Randy Shreves is about to have company. We're going 3 wide. Shreves on the high side. Chapman in the middle.
What a move there by Chapman, too, to go right through the middle of those guys. You don't see that very often.
Shreves and the Good down low. Shreves now going to give the bottom a go. Caution is back out. Good run. Not sure what the caution was. I guess we didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't really see what that was for either, but I did see you know, Kevin Fry's up to that 5th spot. I don't know where he started exactly, but I know he's coming, and he's been fast all night. So
Kevin Fry's
something to say about this by the time it's over.
Kevin Fry, it looks like he's up 3 positions from the start. Kevin Fry currently 5th in the points, so this could turn out to be a decent night for him. His only issue is he's got Shreves and Pendleton. Not sure where Pendleton is currently running. Looks like Fry and Pendleton are nose to tail.
Yep, Pendleton's up 9 spots from 15th to 6th, and don't look now, but Vickery's behind him. He started 17th. He's up 10 spots to 7th.
The 00 trying to visit the podium 3 times in a row tonight. Up front, Donovan Ross in the 5 machine. Blake Chapman currently in 2nd. Ross is off. Chapman in the 20 car. Man, those leaders are getting a great jump on these starts.
Yeah, I think it helps them when it's real slick like this, because if you're in 2nd, you can't just stomp the gas to react.
Quick caution. 75 car gets up into the fence in the Cool Ray 75 machine, brings out the caution.
Looked like he had a little bit of help there. Maybe some contact was made before he got up into the wall, but he's able to, looks like, get it back out there.
Donovan Ross still on the point. Randy Shreves has fallen back 2 positions. Blake Chapman up 4 in P2. Nick Vickery up 10 to P7. Pendleton up 9 in P6. Working lap 15 of 30. Oh, great start by the 5 machine. Chapman and Shreves thinking about going side by side. You can see Chapman inside that car working that steering wheel.
Yeah, Chapman said in that earlier race, you know, he went down lower and he liked that. So we'll see. It looks like he's doing the same here.
Makes up that ground that the 5 gained on the restart, pulling up on the tail tank of the 5 car. Both those drivers running up high. You can hear Chapman working the throttle. It's like the 5 car got a little bit loose.
He's watching where he's getting a run and he's setting it up. You know, one of these times he's going to pull the trigger.
Looks like we have lap traffic coming up. Lap traffic is staying down low. Donovan Ross and Blake Chapman go by on the high side. Shreves in P3. Kevin Fry in 4. Bob the Good. Nick Vickery up to P6. Ryan Pendleton in the 223. Looks like we got Joe Canellis around behind these drivers. Gets into the 558. Pulls down in front of your leaders. That was almost a big mess.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary there when he was trying to get it started out.
Working lap 22 of 30, so laps are winding down. BT, what do you got? What's your prediction?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen up front. I'm pretty excited just to see, but I think, you know, Donovan Ross, once he got going there, he was able to hold off Chapman, and Chapman wasn't really getting back up there to mount another try after he'd tried the middle once, so we'll see if that happens again or if maybe Chapman's learned something. And, you know, this caution was just perfect for some of those guys coming up through the field. You got Vickery up there. He's gained another spot, so he's not done yet.
Nick Vickery bringing Ryan Pendleton with him. Donovan Ross still on the point. We'll bring him to the green flag. It's a great start off that top side. Blake Chapman in second. Everybody seems to like that high line. Bob the Good, the first car back there that we see running low. Kevin Fry, Bob the Good not losing a lot of ground. Look out, Nick Vickery up to P5. If he gets a couple more cautions.
Track has gotten, oh, there's a spin. Looks like we got Barker around.
Caution, yeah, it finally comes out. I didn't think the caution was going to come out. Holy goodness, we got a big mess back here. .213 gets into the 75. 75 checked up for that accident. Boyce and Barker.
And there's not a lot of grip out there right now, so these guys are just hunting and you know, trying to stay off the throttle. But when you're trying to go fast and get by somebody, that's easier said than done.
Ross still on the point, been able to hold off Chapman. Nick Vickery up to P5. Still got work to do to make a Spartan sweep of the podiums tonight. Race truck will exit this time by.
The one thing I know about running up through the field like that, the further you get to the front, the tougher they get to pass.
Working lap 25 of 30, so he doesn't have much time to get it done, but we will see. Looks like Ross got a little bit loose there, got a little sideways, but the 20 car also gets up into the fence. Randy Shreves is now under attack. 00 car down low, gets underneath Shreves. Put the 00 up to P3 on lap 27 of 30. Not quite yet. 56 car isn't done. Fry and Shreves. Shreves takes that position back. Fry gets into... Oh, my goodness. Fry and Vickery make contact on lap 28 of 30. My goodness.
Yeah, and it looks like Fry got the worst of that. His car was tumbling. He's probably going to be towing back into the pits, and that could end his night totally there.
Yeah, Fry hard to that outside wall.
It'll be interesting to see if Nick got any damage, that'll affect his car here when we go back to green. If he's able to maintain up to third or even improve, or if he's got enough damage that could cause him to drop back.
I don't see any damage, but
on that last restart too, I saw, when Ross got into the gas, he got into it pretty hard there, and he got the car sideways in front of him, so he had to kind of regroup before he got going down the front stretch.
yeah, and then behind him, Chapman got up into the fence about the same time on that first corner. That could have had a whole different outcome. So yeah, it'll be interesting with super slick track. Donovan Ross on the point. Blake Chapman behind him. Randy Shreves. Nick Vickery up to P4 still, so he was able to get back in.
Here we go. Chapman goes for it. Makes the slider on the last lap.
What a great finish. Chapman, Ross, Shreves. Holy smokes.
What a great way to end the night. That race was spectacular there. That last lap was, those guys are all over the place fighting in the slick, and Chapman was just able to maintain that momentum and get it down there and put his car out in front of Donovan.
Great run, great night for Cool Ray Hometown Heroes. The cars put on a heck of a show tonight. That was great to see. Randy Shreves finishes P3, his current point leader. Blake Chapman finishes. That'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Chapman third in the points, Shreves first, and they finished just the opposite on the track tonight.
Yeah, and before we get to the interviews here, you got to give a shout out to Nick Vickery for going 17th to 4th, just missing the podium.
Came up just short, 13 points, 13 places he gained. So the Spartan ride gave it a heck of a ride, had a great night tonight. Waiting on, there's Randy Shreves, PT, Randy Shreves. Hey, Randy, it's Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Hey, man, great run. It was, boy, it got messy out there quick, but you were able to hold P3. Donovan Ross, Blake Chapman got by you there, but I think your point lead for the night is safe. How'd your race go, buddy?
Well, not necessarily the way I wanted it to go. But podium, can't complain about that. Yeah, it was just a tough track tonight. Car felt just a little weird, but yeah, um, not really much else to say about that one. There's just a few mistakes on my part, and good race for Blake and Devo there.
Yeah, we had a few cautions in that one. Do you think if that would have went caution free, that would have changed the outcome?
Um, Possibly, but I don't know. You just never know with these things. Like I said, the car, I don't know. It just kind of felt a little weird tonight. Maybe it was just a little too slick. Maybe I need to get a little more practice. But,
Yeah. Good run by you, brother. You got anybody you'd like to thank for the night?
For sure, definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, ABR Setup Shop, Redline Race Designs, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, CD Cinematography, Coast2Coast for this awesome league, and you guys for the broadcast, and everybody for watching.
Yeah, man, I got to say, if you can have a bad night and end up on a podium, brother, that's pretty darn good. Great run by the 56 tonight, and we will see you next time.
We'll see you, Joe. Thanks.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5-car of Donovan Ross, BT.
Donovan, you had a great night there. Looked like you were really getting a good start on those restarts. At the end there, I think second to last restart, looked like you got real loose on the start. Was it getting just so slick? I mean, was there anything you guys were able to do out there to maybe keep it hooked up a little better than some of your competitors?
Hey guys, no, I don't know how many, probably 8 good restarts there, and and Blake was just watching what I was doing, and then I knew that he was going to be coming at some point in that race, and he wasn't just going to follow me around there. So a little pressure got to me, and I spun the wheels, and he took advantage of it on those last 2. And it's just unfortunate it was the last lap.
Yeah, you had a great run, man. It looked like it was really tricky out there, and you were hanging on to it, for the majority of the race. So, if you were in second place, able to see maybe how Blake was running, you think that would have made a difference, or you think, did he have something that you just didn't have tonight, or?
Yeah, I think he was behind me long enough to see what he needed to do. He had gone down to the middle there and found a decent little run, and him finding that run and me spinning a wheel, it just, that's what you get.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the second place finish. You almost had it. Is there anybody you want to thank for the efforts tonight?
I'll thank the guys back, Reading Sim, Brian and Keith and Gary. We're in the Discord tonight, and you guys for the broadcast.
Awesome, great run, man. Congratulations.
Yep, thanks. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20 car currently running third in the points. Blake Chapman moves up 5 positions to put it in victory lane. Blake Chapman, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, great run. You had the 20 working. It looks like you were very patient working through the field. How'd you get by for the lead there?
Yeah, I think the last restart, I believe it was going to be 2 to go. It was going to be green, white, checker finish. And I knew I just had to focus on the restart and get as close to him as I possibly could and hopefully throw the slider on the last lap. And on the last lap there, we took the white, and I tried to get a really good run coming out of 2, and I did, and he really screwed it up. He got pretty sideways, and I knew he wasn't going to give me the top, and he was going to go back up there. So I had to get out of the gas a little bit and cut it underneath him and almost made contact. And then I threw the slider and made it stick, and was able to come home with a win.
Yeah, man, you guys put on a heck of a show. Great run by you. So Randy Shreves, points leader, finished P3 tonight. You're in third, and you finished P1. So we'll see how the points shake out. Great run by you, man. You got anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, of course, parents, grandparents, Steve Bixler, everybody who watches and supports me. I got to thank the Kreitzsim racing team and Can-Am racing team, and of course, Galen's Popcorn. You use code CART, that's code CART at checkout. You get 15% off some of their really good popcorn. And of course, I got to thank everybody who puts this league together, makes it run smoothly, and you for broadcasting, Joe.
Yeah, man, greatly appreciated. Great show you guys put on, man. That was fun to watch. So we will see you later on this week, I hope.
Sounds good. See you, Joe.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is the Cool Ray Hometown Heroes filling in for our good friends at Extreme E-Speed TV. BT, you got any last thoughts?
I just, congratulations. That was a great night of racing by the drivers. That last one, there was some slight hiccups, but for the most part, it was an amazing, clean night of racing. Tons of side-by-side action, lots of passing. So I think we've really hit a home run with the hometown here at I-55, and I think it's a great track for iRacing going forward.
Yeah, man. Again, thank you for joining me in the booth, man. I couldn't have picked a better guy. We've been together for just over a year now. It seems like I've known you all my life. Greatly appreciate the support that you've given me and the crazy stuff you've talked me into, and really appreciate you coming in the booth tonight. Hopefully you're not busy tomorrow. You may be. I don't know. We got another night of racing tomorrow night in the Veterans and First Responders Icon Sim Sports tomorrow night. And Coast to Coast Racing is broadcast the next 3 nights in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So with that, we will close. Thank you all for tuning in. What a great night of racing Coast to Coast has put on. Again, if you want to be a part of all this action, check them out at c2crl.com. Racing without all the drama that you get in other leagues. Just a well-run league. Great guys. And with that, we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you right here at Coast to Coast Racing Network tomorrow night. So have a great evening. Thanks for spending your Tuesday with us, and we will see you later.